Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Kirby Fair Show. I'm joined today by Sam Ald. Sam, say hello.
Hello. Hello. Happy to be here.
We are less than 24 hours out from the end of the Super Bowl, exactly 24 hours away from the beginning. And I would say 24 hours ago, I had a lot of hope. But I can't. That it went as bad as it could have. Sam, the Chiefs
Yeah.
lost to the Philadelphia
Philadelphia
Eagles
Eagles.
in so bad. They lost so bad. It was 40-22 at the end, and that 22 is really just a fake number because it was a blowout. It should have been a lot. Yeah. So as a non-neutral party, it was tough for me. But how did you see the game, Sam?
Yeah, as a neutral party, it was kind of disappointing. I wanted really just an interesting game, but like Kirby said, it was a blowout. The Chiefs didn't score until I think it was their second drive of the second half. So Eagles had a commanding lead at halftime. But yeah, I thought Eagles, their defense just dominated. Jalen Hurts, you know, I feel like he
Showed
had a
up.
good game. It wasn't like we mentioned on the previous pod, he had like his best game of his career. No, I think the first Super Bowl with the Chiefs, he probably did better. But I was like about to text Kirby. I'm like, once this drive ends, I'm going to say Jalen Hurts is balling out. And then, like, as I was thinking that, he threw an interception that didn't matter.
Yeah, what was that? The first quarter or right at the beginning of the second quarter?
It was like their second or third drive. So
yeah, so
however
Jalen
that
Hurts
translates.
ended up with actually 221 yards, 2 touchdowns, and that interception. And then Patrick Mahomes ended up with 257, but again, that was all in garbage
That's
time.
fake. Yeah.
3 touchdowns in garbage time, and more importantly, 2 interceptions. He got, the whole Chiefs' whole problem was the offensive line and not getting off on third down on defense. I think it was the first play of the game he got sacked, right? I think he ended up getting sacked a total of like 6 times or 5.
Yeah, it was Patrick Mahomes was sacked 6 times in the game, which is his career high. And then compare that to the Eagles blitzed 0 times
0 blitz,
in the game.
Yeah.
So they just had their 4 defensive linemen running forward, and that worked. That worked for them to get pressure and sack, Mahomes a record number of times.
It's actually unbelievable how many. The time of play was like 36-23 Eagles.
Yeah.
They were just, the Chiefs were just never on the field. They were, I think going into the fourth quarter, they were like 0 of 8 on third downs.
Yeah.
It was easily rough. the worst game I've seen the Chiefs play ever. And, it really reminded me of the Bengals 2022 Super Bowl with the Rams, because they like eked in there beating the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. But I think at the time, either Joe Burrow was like, he was definitely leading the league, but like breaking records with how many times he was sacked that season.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
And then the entire Super Bowl, he just got sacked the entire time, and they couldn't put points on the board.
Yep.
And going into the season, Patrick Mahomes was sacked the most he's ever been in his career.
Mm-hmm.
And it showed up. All of the offensive line problems showed up. Joe Tooney apparently is their dude, but they had to move him to left tackle instead of right tackle, and blah, 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 blah. They have to rebuild, but it was really, really, really sad for Patrick Mahomes the number of times Tom Brady was like, he looks so uncomfortable back there. Yeah. His feet, he's just dancing. Yep. He can't set. And it was true. I think they personally took a little too long to like take some deep shots, and I know he didn't have a ton of time, but like on the first deep shot they took, so I guess like the first time he had some time, they hit Xavier Worthy for like 40 yards, 50 maybe, and then got a touchdown right after that. And I was like, man, clearly we could make this happen. But once they came out of the third quarter, out of halftime, and you were like, everyone was like, it was 24-0. You were like, okay, I think we can do this. And then
Everyone's thinking like, oh, there was the 28-3 game. Like, it
exactly.
can be done.
And then they went 3 and out
Yeah.
on the first drive. I was like, oh, okay.
Yep.
We're done here because we needed 7 points there.
Yeah.
To make it any sort of a game, and it wasn't. And so I'm glad I decided to spend the Super Bowl alone. Caroline joined me, although I was like, maybe you should get, I was like, I know one way or another this is going to be like personal. And I'm going to need to sit with my thoughts, whether they win a three-peat or they lose. But man, did I not see it losing that bad.
Yeah,
I think
for real.
out of the past year, it was a really big bummer when my mom got diagnosed with cancer and then my dad got sick. But this is up there. This falls right under there with the biggest bummers of recent history in my life. Just going down that bad. And then I'd love to talk to you about how this affects Patrick Mahomes' legacy.
Yeah, how does it? Everyone was talking the GOAT debate. He would have had a three-peat, which Tom Brady does not. I think I don't really know if it like holds him back at all, but I think it like slows people down on crowning him, But also
I think it's over for a while.
He's 29 and Chiefs will probably still be good for the foreseeable future. So he has time, to keep winning. So it's kind of up to him. Like maybe it's kind of like the end of a chapter, I feel like right now. Because who knows?
Definitely.
Is Kelsey going to come back? Defense, I don't know how they're going to look in a year or two. So it could, like if you think about Tom Brady, like he kind of had like 2 careers where he won his first 3 and then it took him like 10 more years or something to get to the next Super Bowl even. So I don't know. He still has a long career. So
I think they've been to the Super Bowl in the past like 6 of the 7 years.
It's like 5 of the 7. Yeah. Since he's been a starter, he's been in 5 of 7. He's 3 of 2.
He's 29. Tom Brady played until he was 45.
Yeah, I think so.
We got a three-peat in there somewhere. I think as long as, I would say, as long as Patrick Mahomes is playing, the window's open. But yesterday was so bad that it took me back a little bit. Like, I'm about to criticize the Chiefs for,
oh man,
like a lot,
Yeah.
The defense, come on. They had him in like 3rd and 11, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 6. And when they needed to stop, they didn't. I think they only had to go on 4th down, like 1 time.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot.
And they didn't get it. But, come on.
Yeah, it was like 4th quarter was happening and I pieced out. I was driving back home and I told Kirby, I'm like, if they make a comeback, call me. And I did not get a call.
Sam, you're a good friend. Everyone should know that. But you know why Sam would distance Sam from everyone else? This man said, if the Chiefs make a comeback, call me. The man believed.
I said, hey, you never know.
That gave me a lot of hope. I said to Caroline, I was like, man, this really makes me feel better. That Sam at least thought that the Chiefs could make a comeback.
There was a chance.
And that's what we all thought. They're the Chiefs. They've done it before. They hadn't entered the 4th quarter with a lead at any point this season, or I think at least in the past Super Bowls. And
yeah, it's been like they've been down 10 like in all of their Super Bowls or Super Bowl wins at least. So everyone was like, oh yeah, they've been here before. And then it's like, oh, now the Eagles are up 17-0. And it's like, oh, now they're up 24-0. And then it's like, all right, Patrick and the Chiefs, it's like, it's time to start scoring here because we're running out of time.
And the thing is, on the field, their energy was really mirroring mine.
Oh yeah,
like
the body language was all time low.
It was bad. There was I think it was Hollywood. Was it Hollywood Brown or DeAndre Hopkins? Either way, it was like 3rd and 5, and he threw it out to him, and it really wasn't. I looked at the tape afterwards, and there was a easier throw.
Yeah.
And catch to make, but he threw it out. And he did. Hollywood Brown did drop it. Like, should have made that catch. It's the
You're
Super
right.
Bowl. And it pans to Chris Jones, and he literally sinks off of the bench onto the ground and
Yep.
is like, "Why? Why is this
Yeah.
happening to us?" And I was like, you know what? I agree.
Yeah. That one
I
reminded me, the Seahawks Patriots Super Bowl with the Patriots interception right on the goal line, and there's the famous clip of the camera panning to Richard Sherman, and his face just goes like, like just absolute pain. Like that was Chris Jones.
I can't imagine being. I mean, I guess the defense. Obviously, they allowed 40 points.
Yeah.
They stopped the run. They stopped Saquon, which was great and all. And they were like, "Hey, Jalen Hurts, it's on you to throw the ball. We want to see you throw the ball." And I don't know why they bet on that, because the last time they played him in the Super Bowl, he threw for what, 300 yards?
A lot, yeah. I
And
think,
so clearly he can
yeah.
do it. I think all the media, it was the media that was like, you know what? They can, he's not going to be able to do it. But I'm just shocked by the halftime adjustments that were not made by the Chiefs. As great
Right.
as Andy Reid is, like, I think I would put him in under duress. See, now I'm getting into the Chiefs. Now I'm getting on them. Like, as great of a coach as he is, he didn't come back and change anything.
Right.
Steve Spagnuolo, Hall of Famer. What the hell, man? 40 points? 24 in the first half? I mean, I can't say congratulations for only allowing 16 in the second half. That's pretty bad.
Right. I think I saw this somewhere online, but it's like, before the game, the analysis was just kind of like Eagles are plain and simple better everywhere except quarterback, but it's the Chiefs, and like that was kind of like the extent of everyone's analysis. But I think this person was arguing it's like now, in the future we can go back to actual analysis and not just say, oh, it's the Chiefs. Like now we can be like, like Eagles are better, and like we're not gonna have as much weight with Chiefs will get it done.
Yeah. I mean, it's all one in the trenches. People like to say, some people like to say that. Some people are not big offensive lineman girlies like I am. And I really feel like that's how you can tell the pace of a game, because, like, last year, the problem with the Chiefs was the receivers, not the offensive line. And Patrick Mahomes was able to make up for that. But this year, he couldn't scramble. He couldn't, like, he didn't have a single second to do anything. Obviously, the Eagles, defensive ends are unbelievable. Just strong. They just look strong, Like, they got
Destroyed
necks.
them.
They
Yeah.
got bald heads. Like, they mean business. And then you got Cooper DeJean back there
Turns
with
out
his
it was his
first.
birthday too,
Yeah, got a pick six.
in the Super
Like,
Bowl on your birthday.
I mean, lifetime, forever. Just big contract he just got, even though it's his first year.
Shout out Deanne, Cooper DeJean, famously University of Iowa alumni. So when that pick six happened, I gave a text. I'm like, "Is mom watching?" Because Iowa Hawkeye just made a play, and she let me know she was watching. All right.
All right, Dion. Glad you were watching my demise. I was Chris Jones. Travis Kelce, did he have a catch?
I think I think so. I haven't actually looked at the stats too much.
It's the end of the season, so I think it's finally time I can say I hated Travis Kelce's hair this year. What even was that? I can't describe. Like, it's like layers on layers, and then it's a middle part. Like, he kind of looked like definitely a cartoon. Let me think. No, it's not gonna come to me at the moment, but I'm thinking Hey Arnold. I'm thinking Curtis the Cowardly Dog. Definitely some
Timmy
Cartoon
Turner.
Network show. It looked, I don't know what the layers were. If you're gonna like do short on the sides, you gotta do short on the sides. It can't be a flop over. But anyways,
I'll jump in. Travis
yeah,
Kelce, 4
thank you.
receptions, 39 yards, targeted 6 times. The Chief that did have a quiet, good game, Xavier Worthy, 8 receptions, 157 yards, 2 touchdowns,
Mm-hmm.
targeted 8 times, so 100%. But, like we said, that was kind of too little too late. That was second half business. happening there.
Yeah, sorry, I'm
Like
looking
it
at the
won't be.
haircut. It's
It
so
won't.
bad.
Xavier Worthy will not be remembered in the Super Bowl, unfortunately, but he did play well.
He did, and that's what I was saying the entire time this whole season. That's why I drafted him on my team, and it just took a little long for him to start cooking.
It's true.
But I think, hopefully Chiefs will be back in that sense. They had drafted, I think they were still lacking talent. And you got to give it to Mr. Mann on the Eagles, the GM there, for picking up all of
Howie
that
Roseman.
talent. Yeah, and who knows how they're dealing with the cap because they pay their players, but
yeah.
I mean, I don't know if DeAndre Hopkins is going to come back or Hollywood Brown. I don't know what their contracts were, but you've definitely got Xavier Worthy for the future, and Rashee Rice should be coming back after, maybe that was bad luck too. Patrick Mahomes took out the ACL of his top receiver.
That's true. Yeah.
But it's not nearly as bad as Derek Carr throwing a hospital ball to Chris Olave. And now Chris Olave does not seem like he's ever going to play on the same field as Derek Carr. But that's a bright side. The Saints got Kellen Moore from the
Is that official?
Philadelphia Eagles. Bruh. I'm calling it official because if he doesn't, we should just take the year off. Come let me coach.
Yeah.
At that point, who are we? Go hire get Drew Brees in there. I don't know. You need Ringer at that point. You need a Hail Mary prayer for just get someone in there. Maybe hire Dennis Allen back.
Anyone.
Take him from the Bears. Say he wouldn't be head coach again. We were wrong. There's nothing wrong with admitting that you were wrong.
Yeah.
Or Rizzy. Rizzy's still there. They could hire him, but
it's true.
But I think Jalen Hurts, what do you think about that? Did he elevate his standings as a player?
I think a Super Bowl win always does. We've kind of been having this conversation today about a different Eagles quarterback, but it's like you said, once you win that Super Bowl, become Super Bowl MVP, it just kind of
Sam
can't be argued against. So we'll see.
He has a Super Bowl MVP, and the MVP to the MVP is always the backup quarterback. And yesterday, what I took away first from that win, which you did not recognize, you said, I don't have any thoughts on that. Kenny Pickett is now a Super Bowl champion.
Kenny Pickett, shout out.
Before the Steelers dropped him like a sack of potatoes. And now he's a Super Bowl champion the next year. What can you say about that? He will always have a ring. He will always have a football in a case in his, office or whatever, if he makes enough money to have an office. He will always be a Super Bowl champion.
He makes enough money to have an office. Dang, I didn't realize that was such
DeAndre Hopkins won't have a ring. Hollywood Brown won't have a ring.
Speaking of breakups, how are we feeling about your boy Travis with the hair and Taylor? Is this going to be an inflection point for them, or can they survive this?
If she stayed with him this long through that haircut, I think they can do whatever.
It's true.
It feels like none of my business. Everyone was like, oh, are they going to get married, engaged, whatever. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't think I care if Travis Kelce comes back to play another year. But I think, I don't know, she's dated a lot of losers in her life. And Travis Kelce is a winner. That's for sure. And that man has plenty of years ahead of him. So, and he has a good face, good jaw. You can always, get a better haircut.
That's
Taylor
true.
Swift, she's aging, but not old enough to, settle for Travis Kelce? Come on.
To settle?
Yeah, settling for Travis Kelce, a major, has billions of dollars in the future of media and just personal whatever, could make money off of anything, at least for the next 10 years. I think he's cemented there before we get tired of him. I don't know, man. What if Taylor and him break up? But also, what if they get married and then they have little children?
Yeah, the Kelce dynasty at this point.
I hope it's Travis Jr. because I'm still really mad that it's not Patrick. He had two. No, Yeah, 2 chances to name it Patrick Mahomes the
Are we
third and
sure?
didn't.
Are we sure Bronze isn't Junior and they just call him Bronze?
That feels really janky of them. Should just
It
go ahead
is
with
son
Bronze.
Patrick Bronze Levon the third.
Okay, so he is
So that kind of changes
where
my
is
feeling
Bronze?
about
Is
Bronze.
Bronze in there?
It's in quotes according to this article.
Oh, so it's Bronze. Like he's
It's
the
Bronze.
third.
He's the third. Okay, you know what? I'm
You know
warming
what?
up to it now
Yep,
that I have
yep.
more info.
But I don't know what's the deal with Starling and Platinum.
Yeah,
So still disagree with that. Still
Yeah.
disagree hard with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, good for Saquon. Happy for him.
Yep.
Hopefully
Happy for
that gave
Saquon.
him a bit of a... the real loser, again, was the Giants. It really was
That's like
the Giants.
the theme of the
and Drake.
season.
Drake took it harder last night. That's for
Yeah.
damn sure.
Yep.
Apparently you can't say pedophile on TV, but you can say literally everything else that alludes to him being a pedophile.
In the song. Yeah. Apparently.
I was telling Caroline, I'm pretty sure. Did you see that Ontario ad?
No, I was not at home, so I wasn't like tapped into the ads as much.
Last night was pure Canada US takeover propaganda. We said we're better than you. We beat Drake, who was like, apparently your dude, but I'm sure Canadians are like, no, we never supported him. The halftime show was purely we had Samuel L. Jackson dressed up as Uncle Sam.
It's true.
We had dancers making the American flag. And then this weird Ontario ad gets on and it's like, hey guys, we have a lot of good stuff going. We have plenty of factories. We have great people. We have a lot of resources. So you should keep trading with us. And I'm like, why are you telling the American people to trade with you? What I'm hearing is...
That's funny.
Why would we trade with you?
When we can just have that.
When we can take it. You have a lot of great resources.
Spoken like a true American right there.
I mean, at least let's take Ontario. They made it seem... It seems like Ontario was begging for us to take it.
Asking for it.
That's what it was. It was like, hey, why don't you guys start asking Donald Trump if... start writing in letters whether we should... Y'all are thinking about taking over Ontario, because that'd be really good for our business.
Yeah, exactly.
It's looking like... I don't even know, but... Canada just took a fat L. Saquon...
Big dub.
Oh, and that commercial, the Nike commercial? No, not the Nike commercial. The flag football commercial, the girls' flag football, where they're trying to make it... I was born too early. Flag football is a varsity sport.
You were made for it, yeah.
Come on. I would have excelled. I would have been all over it. My dream was, I always wanted to play football. And so it's tough to be here now and...
See others living your dream.
Yeah, these younger girls are living the dream, unfortunately. And there's something else I was jealous of, but I can't remember. But this girl did a backwards hurdle in the ad. It was sick. She was shifty. She hit hips like nobody's business. That was Shakira out there. She was the one that was like, Chad was like, you can't do this. And then Brad comes up and he's like, my name is Brad. And she's like, I know, it's on your shirt.
One-on-one. Yeah.
And then she puts Brad into the dust.
Puts Brad in his place.
I mean, puts Brad to bread. Bed,
Yeah.
Brad bed.
Sure. Yeah.
But I think, honestly, the biggest winner, now that I think about it, is the weird coaches. Nick Sirianni pulled it off.
Coaches.
Nick Sirianni's like, suck it. I'm the best. I told y'all I was the best. Like, he is made for Philly with his trash talk. But in 2 years, if he sucks again, Philly's going to be like...
Yeah. There's a short timer, I feel like, on a win in Philadelphia specifically. Like, people don't care
Especially for
if you start
a dude
losing.
that curses you out. Like, yeah, you can head out. You'd think that would be actually a plus for Philadelphia. Like, I feel like after that, if there were Nick Sirianni jerseys, like, sales would have gone up.
There are big Dom jerseys.
Big Dom got a little cameo last night. He was
I
behind. He
did
looked
remember
good.
seeing him.
Big Dom looked good, but they definitely took it off Big Dom. I guess whatever restrictions they put on him, they're like,
there.
don't put him on the camera.
They like get the heat off of Dom.
But speaking of some winners or losers, Bills, Josh Allen won MVP. Snuck that away from Lamar Jackson. That was a big surprise. So happy for him. He's finally in some conversation because he's finally a winner of something. Oh my God. And Joe Burrow looked the sexiest he's ever looked. Like he was giving Demore.
I didn't actually see the outfit. Let me see if
it doesn't. I mean, his face. It was all the facial expressions. Was like, He's like, it's not a great feeling to be put up for Comeback Player of the Year twice. But, happy to be here and looking forward to a better season and maybe a little bit more privacy and, a better defense. And let's bring back T. Higgins.
Bring back Trey Hendrickson or whoever it is.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, let's just run it back, but a lot better. He's like, let me have the same season. He should have, he totally could have won MVP if they had a better season.
If they were in the playoffs, pretty much,
If they were just in the playoffs, they needed that playoffs. But, what can you do when you lose to the Patriots? You kind of don't deserve it.
In week 1, too.
In week 1. You guys were supposed to, everyone's slow in week 1, but you'd think the Patriots would be slower. I'm waiting for the Bengals next year. I want to talk a little basketball, actually, WNBA. Yep. So let's take a break and head back to that. See you on the other side. So for those who need to hear it, I recently found out that having bad internet isn't my fault, and everyone struggles to connect, but it doesn't have to be this way. Viva! That's the sound of Verizon Fios. And that's the sound of other internet providers. That's real. I really recorded money going down the drain. Verizon Fios' home internet plan start at $25.99 a month, and you better believe you can bundle TV. Are you ready to stop screaming when your TV cuts out right before the Golden Bachelor was about to pass out that final rose? Get Verizon Fios. I don't even have it, but I'm sure it's better than that bullshit I'm paying for. All right, guys, we're talking basketball, specifically women's basketball. Even though it's the off season, it's heating up. It is heating up. The water is boiling. It is boiling over, and there's a good bit of drama and maybe a little bit of reconnection. Sam,
maybe.
There's been one of the more active off seasons in the past. And the WNBA past, pretty similar, I'd say, in the mix of things with, again, Mr. Anthony Davis getting traded for Luka Doncic. And that was all in the mix of things. Who I believe are the most improved? The Fever. The Fever they're coming for it. They got rid of that GM who looked like she balanced a checkbook still. I don't know who they picked up, but I think moving away from that was a better option. And they, notably, even before all of this, they got Stephanie White, which is a part of the coaching carousel, who was formerly coaching the Connecticut Suns, which made it to the quarterfinals. Mm-hmm. The Fever, with the new coach, has now picked up Sophie Cunningham from Phoenix, who's a great shooter, DeWanna Bonner, who is a great leader, and she's super tall. She'll be a good center. And also Sydney Colson, who's generally just the vibes. And I think Sophie Cunningham will help with the 3, so they'll have more of a threat than just Caitlin Clark. They did re-sign Kelsey Mitchell, though, who is rather good. I don't know. I think the Fever will definitely be a top contender. I think this 100% puts them in the middle of the pack rather than they were lingering towards not even making the playoffs for a while there. Mm-hmm. So they've got good veteran experience with DeWanna Bonner and Sophie Cunningham. Like I said, good vibes, Sydney Colson. always there to probably create even more media attention because she's so funny. Um, what else? Biggest change there, other than that, which is going to be Nilissa Smith leaving. So I'm incredibly excited for Nilissa Smith to leave. I think she was my, hate to say you hate someone, especially another female comrade. But I hated watching her play. She felt like the most on the Fever felt like the most useless player. She will be going to find love, Sam, in Dallas.
Love in Dallas.
Which is unfortunate given that Dallas and Texas is incredibly homophobic. And she's in a very public relationship, and they will be on the court together. Notably, Sam, do you remember who I just told you Nilissa Smith is dating?
I'm sorry, you told me all of this, and I did not retain any of the relationships.
She was Caitlin Clark's nemesis.
That's right, I remember that.
It rhymes with a mustard type.
Oh, I think you said it rhymed with mustard, and I was blank.
No, a type of mustard.
DeJounte.
No.
DeJounte.
Yeah, you got it.
Carrington.
Yes,
DeJounte Carrington. Just said, though?
No, Nilissa Smith.
No, Nilissa Smith. There we go. Okay.
They're being reunited for the first time ever since they played at Baylor, notably under a presumptive, alleged homophobic Coach Kim Mulkey. But, time always heals.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. But now they're actually going back to Texas. That's weird. And they'll be in love on the court. We'll see if Nilissa Smith gets any playing time, obviously, because she sucks. And DeJounte Carrington just won Most Improved Player, so who knows what that'll stick. But they've got the Dallas Wings are definitely going to be a contender come last year. And then the other team, notably for me, is going to be the Aces have lost all my girlies. A'ja Wilson is still there. So, still an Aces fan. But we've lost the most beautiful woman in the WNBA, Kelsey Plum.
Breaks my heart.
Breaks my heart. She's going to be a hop, skip, and a jump away in LA. And she'll be playing with Cameron Brink. But, Sam, I'm not happy about it. We've also lost Kate Martin to the Valkyries. Who knows how that's gonna go, because it's Kate, she is a second-year player and she barely got any playing time. So I think that was an interesting pickup from them, but hopefully they're just trying to get media. Not hopefully. Hopefully she'll be a good player. I mean, the Aces were stacked, so would you really put her on instead of Kelsey Plum? No. But yeah, and we also lost Alicia Clark, who is one of my other favorite players. She was I wouldn't call her old, but she was like a 10-year veteran. But has had a resurgence in her career. I don't know, Sam, sometimes change is good.
Sometimes.
But I think the Washington Mystics will still be horrible. Even though Atlanta picked up Brittany Griner, I think they'll still be horrible. Because don't forget, she's in her mid-30s too.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe she'll have a LeBron moment and will be good until she's 45. Candace Parker did it, but no one's Candace Parker either. So other than A'ja Wilson might have surpassed her in greatness. That's a personal take. I think it's probably pretty cold too. So. But maybe I'm just too confident.
Maybe we were just talking about Mahomes and Brady. WNBA is having its own version of that.
Exactly. Ooh, yes, sir. But I mean, they're all the legends from the beginning, like Maya Moore and stuff. So they'll always be chasing greatness. I was gonna bring up how people are like, the NBA is you can't even compare LeBron to Michael Jordan because the NBA was so different. And I think probably women's basketball, the scheme is a little bit different, but I will say we've always played hard.
Always.
Always played hard. Always shooters too. I
always play hard.
ice in our veins here. But yeah, I think I'm excited. I'm definitely excited to see how this shakes out because it's a lot of movement. I think it's
Yeah,
probably good for like the second year. It seems like all of these teams are like, oh shit, we got what we asked
we got the
for.
eyes. Now it's time to
We can't be bad
use
anymore.
them. Yeah,
Yeah, so they're kind of like creating dream teams in a way.
just kind of
Um,
crazy.
yeah, it is pretty crazy because I mean, almost everyone, at least to me, is a household name.
Yeah.
I'd say I know like I would say like solidly 35% of the WNBA are like
Mm-hmm.
all stars. Like they're super good. They're can change a game on any night. And the majority of the NBA is just like role players. So you put four girls. I mean that was the Aces honestly, and that was the Liberty too. But the Liberty only lost Courtney Vandersloot. So they'll be okay because she was probably a sixth man off the bench. She's actually 40. Um, I've been estimating with all of these other people, but I think she's actually 40. Also gay. But I'm
Shout
excited to
out.
see Love on the court in Dallas. Unfortunately, we lost Love on the court when they broke up the Suns. One of our older couples, they've got. I think they have kids. Someone has a kid. No, I think the kid was from another player
Oh wow.
relationship. You know, people have a type. I've dated 3 Carolines.
Yeah.
And that might conclude our talk about women. Unless you have something to say, Sam.
Support women. Support women. Shout out women's flag football. We mentioned that earlier. I told Kirby, the place I was at, the table next to me, a woman like looks at me and she's like, "Women don't want to play flag football. They want to play rugby." I just smiled and nodded. I'm like, "Yeah, that's
That's
cool."
an insane thing to say. Rugby, I mean, love rugby. Great sport. But, I mean,
It's
if you
not for
could play
everyone.
something non contact instead of getting absolutely wrecked and pushed to the ground and into the. That's there for some ladies. I think for
It's
generally
there.
just
Yeah.
human beings, boys or not, love to not be pushed in the ground. That's how a lot of great basketball players decided to become basketball players. and not but it's a growing game, so we'll see. Flag football for the girlies.
It'd be
Sooner or
cool if it
later,
happens. Yeah.
could you imagine LSU flag football be so dominant?
Could
Be
you imagine like
insane.
SEC flag football, like everyone turning out,
Be monstrous.
getting trashed in the student sections?
Oh, I look forward to that. I'm getting season tickets immediately.
Yeah.
What it's like, it'd have to be in a different. They could play indoor,
They could, yeah.
so it could be like a winter sport. So
Ooh,
then it
that would
wouldn't
be good.
conflict with baseball because men's basketball is, kind of sucks. So women could take the winter
It's true. Winter
at the
women.
SEC schools. That's how it's gonna work. They'll build a whole new stadium. They could knock down the natatorium, the old one. Notably was featured in Pitch Perfect. That's where they had their little
Notably.
Russell Roundabout thing where all the a cappella groups sang and did a little competition, I believe.
Knock it
No clue
down.
what it. A Russell Roundabout sounds correct for Pitch Perfect. Yeah, WNBA season. It's already started, baby. Unrivaled, a little boring, but honestly, the tickets aren't. It would be an investment to go, and I will say I'm more excited to go see Beyonce, so we'll have to pass on that. But if you have some spare money, you should go see Unrivaled. There's the finals are coming up soon. They're really pacing this one. There's like 2 games every 2 weeks. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, Unrivaled's there. Obviously, basketball's heating up. The NBA, we're almost to the All-Star break, so things are finally getting serious, and we might talk about it on the Kirby Fair show. Oh,
March
also
Madness.
LeBron doing
LeBron.
so good.
March Madness is like 5 weeks away. It's crazy.
Make your brackets.
Make your brackets. Shout out LSU. They were on before the Super Bowl playing Tennessee.
Oh
They were
yeah,
winning. They were winning when the channel got changed, and I didn't check to see if they won. But
they did end up winning. Yeah, I had
shout
that
out,
on. I was dual screening with the phone and the TV.
dual screening. You got
That's
to, yeah.
that's the only way to do it. My mom was like, she'd called me and she was like, "Are you gonna? I don't think I'll watch the Super Bowl. I'm going to the LSU game." And I'm like, "Mom, they're at different times, but like, okay."
You can
Knowing
schedule
her,
it
she
out,
got back and she was like, "I gotta go to sleep."
you know. And you know what? Honestly, she might have been the one that turned out better. You know,
Yeah,
not have to
she
watch
did.
that.
She got to watch the LSU women's Tigers take down Tennessee for the
The
second
Lady
time this year.
Vols.
I mean, bless that woman's heart. Who the coach just had a baby like 10 days ago, maybe 5, no 10, and she's back losing to LSU. Sorry about it.
And beating UConn.
Yeah, go ahead and call your girl Angel Reese or Flage or just to stick with the theme, of LSU being supreme. Maybe they'll go to LSU one day and be a winner, unlike Tennessee. Number 19 versus number 6. What can you do about it? SEC is heating up, and we'll see. We'll see where this goes. South Carolina dropped another one, but Dawn Staley's happy either way. Big Philadelphia girly.
Oh, is she? Didn't know that.
Yeah. She's
sick.
like, I'm scared of her kind of thing from Philadelphia.
Oh, she's like out in the streets rioting with everyone.
Oh
with
yeah,
the win.
she's climbing the poles.
Grease or no grease.
Yeah. Was there for some reason, this might be fake, but I like heard city officials were like, "Please don't eat poop, guys."
I did not hear anything about that.
Like an official statement? I don't know. Maybe not. But, Philadelphia fans, if I was there, I wouldn't be eating horse poop either. So, party responsibly, party hard, but, make sure you don't contract a random illness that is gonna change the course of the U.S. and the world.
How are you going to explain that? I don't know if you can.
Anyways, thank you for listening. Please make sure to like, follow, and subscribe. You can follow at Kirby Ferris Show. If you're listening, go to YouTube. You can see our beautiful faces. Sam's hair looks phenomenal today.
It's growing out, yeah.
He's at Ald Sam. And True. Yeah, I mean, still go Chiefs, go Saints, go Joe Burrow, go Tigers.
All right, Kirby,
no,
on
I
the
want
spot.
to say louder. Go
on
Tigers.
The spot right now.
Yes, sir.
One hot take for next NFL season. Real quick, 10 seconds.
Trevor Lawrence in the MVP race.
In the race?
Yeah.
Okay.
They go 10-0 to start the season.
Whoa, that would be sick.
They win the AFC South. Come on.
Yeah, they're due.
They're due.
They're Duval.
I mean, come on. Nick Sirianni led a great path for that man.
I'll do a hot take too, since I put you on the spot. I'm gonna say, wherever Shedeur Sanders ends up, he will get his team a wild card berth.
Oh, hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah! Maybe if they get some pieces around him. Let's go to the Saints, Shedeur. We're here. We're ready for you. We're a great city. We have great food, and we'll always be there to support you. I'm looking at you right now, Shedeur. Please,
right now.
please, Mickey Loomis, trade up. We need you. This is your time, Mickey. Make the right decisions. And Shedeur, we already love you. So come on down to the Big Easy. Enjoy your time in Louisiana. It's a great time. We have fun. I think you'll love it. And I think Dion will too. So, Daddy Dion, you can come be the Saints coach as well if you want.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Kirby Fair Show. Thank you, Sam, for joining. And
it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, go women and go Tigers. Goodbye.